I'll shut up now and let, what's his name?
In addiction
Cole
and a
Hastings.
lot of other mental illnesses. Last year, America's first ever research center dedicated to exploring the application of psychedelics was opened at Johns Hopkins University through $17 million in donations.
Where'd that
It's
money
crazy
come
to
from?
think that psychedelics have come this far since the anti-drug ad campaigns of the 1970s. By the way, have you guys seen
Anti-drug ad campaigns from the 1970s, which were basically advertising the drugs to you. Don't you people get this? The anti-drug stuff was telling you to do drugs. Don't you understand? Don't you see this? DARE made you think it was cool to take drugs. While the government was importing those drugs that they told you not to take, they were marketing it through mass media, telling you that it's cool on the television shows.
those? Because they're kind of crazy and hilarious.
Webster defines the word now as meaning at the moment or at once. Seldom has a nation been able to witness such an explosion, a new mass mind, a nowness as it takes place. Today, we are seeing it.
Well, I'm really glad that psychedelics have taken on a new light in modern day because that means that I get exposed to them. And boy, did I get exposed to them starting in the summer of 2016. Before I start, I want to say I do not condone the use of these drugs.
Before I condone the use of these drugs, let me say, I do not condone the use of these drugs.
I don't think you should be using them. It could be really detrimental if you're in the wrong setting or if you're not having the proper guidance. I am simply sharing my experience, so don't do them. So it was 2016 and
A little wink, 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 nudge, bro.
was in my friend Nick's red room. And we called it the red room because, well, his attic was red. We just picked up
Whoa, dude.
a whole sheet of tabs from one of my sister's friends. And
Whoa!
I was ready for my first ever trip.
Guess where those tabs probably came.
Tripping, but my other two friends I was with had done it before, so they decided to take two. About 30 minutes to an hour had passed, and we were playing FIFA on my friend's outrageously big flat screen TV.
Oh, we took acid and we played video games. We consumed the drugs, the consumer drugs, and then we commenced to consume mass media and play video games. This is modern spirituality, right? Take drugs, consume mass media, have ecstatic experiences, lather, rinse, repeat. And by the way, after these ecstatic experiences, guess what? You go right back to how you were. You go right back to how you were. You have the ecstatic experience. You feel the power of the universe. You feel all the galaxies and all the stars and all the aliens and all the pansperm from panspermia. All that pansperm from panspermia and the aliens, they're all a part of me. They're all one and we're all one. And I am you and you are me and we're a happy family. And I'm just really high, man. Like you have those experiences. We're all Joe Rogan, bro. And then what happens? Like 3 days later, these people are just right back to where they were. Right back to where they were.
And I didn't really feel anything. I thought, well, maybe it's like weed and it just takes a lot to actually feel it the first time. I think I saw...
So then he's going to take another one. And he's probably going to smoke some pot. He'll smoke some pot. And then once he smokes his weed, dude, it hit me. And then this, I got confused about this. And then this happened. And then I realized, whoa, I'm really good and awesome. I'm God, dude. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, you're the most handsome God ever, bro. It's always the same thing. It always ends up with this amazing revelation that your narcissism system is justified.
A video online saying that too. So I decided to throw another one on the back of my tongue and see if that helped. Maybe you just need more time, my friend who I wasn't with texted me after he asked how I was doing and I replied, but it was time to get up and go to the local park where me and my high school friends used to hang out and drink. There was at least 6 or 7 of them already there and a few girls were there as well. So we head out and we start walking. We're on a long street that takes us all the way from my friend's house to the park. And I'm looking at the cars parked on the road, but something seems off. Oh yeah, something was off. I couldn't see the tires on the cars.
Whoa, there were like no tires on the cars, man. The acid erased the tires. What the fuck?
And this is when it started to hit hard. We get to the park and everyone's there, and I'm a little nervous because I've never been in this state of consciousness before. The most I could say to the girls was hi and bye when they were leaving shortly after we got there. So it was just us boys in the park on a summer night with a small speaker and loads of time. Obviously, I can't remember much details from that first trip,
Oh yeah.
but I do remember my strong sense of euphoria, of being connected with everything, and constantly looking up at the sky to see the waves of colors pulse through it. My friends
Wow, I noticed there were colors. I noticed that when I touch things, I feel them, and then I assume that I'm everything that I touch because I'm high as fuck. Whoa.
were already there and they were in a good mood. That definitely helped a lot. And I just remember being so entranced by all the little details in the park. From the ground.
Wow, I looked at the ground and I was like, look at, what if you could count, you couldn't even count all the grains of sand in the ground. And when you get really close, the grains in the sand, they look bigger and some are shiny. And I was like, oh, look at the shiny stuff in the ground. I'm God now.
We stepped on to the texture of the brick wall we would all sit on.
Whoa, textures feel cool and weird.
And the pure darkness of the park made the hallucinations even stronger. I remember looking at my friends' faces and watching them warp to the point where they looked like creatures. Not that they, look like creatures usually. Actually, they do. And I remember I veered off to go take a piss by a tree, and as I looked up, two massive trees resembled the first two Hokages from Naruto. So,
What is that? It's the anime characters, bro. Whoa. All right, let's jump forward. How did this change your life? Where's the life-changing revelation here?
and textures
All right, we're back.
has happened every time I've tripped since. I now see the world differently in a way that's kind of hard to explain, but I'm gonna do my best. Basically, reality through a normal, sober human's mind feels almost less real than reality while on psychedelics.
Yeah, it makes you feel more. Feel more. I feel the real reality when I'm high. When I'm not high, I don't feel the real reality. See, see how delusional this is?
It's like on psychedelics, I was able to see more of what reality could actually be, and that is the fact
Yeah, it's more of what reality could actually be, and that's fake projections of anime characters onto trees. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. All right, another one. Vishuddha Das. Vishuddha Das. Another vegan spiritual leader. Let's hear a little bit about his spiritual experience, right? There seems to be a common thread here of needing drugs and alter your state to get to these high levels of vegan ascension, to become a vegan ascended master. You need to get high as a kite.
So essentially what happened was, as a kid, as I've talked about many times before in videos that I'll have up here, with my experience with marijuana, with different substances, I was always curious growing up after I got into drug use as to which ones would do certain things to my mind in certain ways. And through research with my friends, just kind of out of the blue, on using Google, different stuff like that, we came across lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD. We discovered LSD, and we kind of noticed right away that, wow, not only is this compound really cheap and it lasts a long time, but it's said to many to have absolutely profound effects on the mind and body. And that
Whoa, so I found LSD and I realized it has very profound effects on the mind and body, bro. Bro. Jay Dyer says, bro, I realized dirt is a lot.
that got us curious.
Dude, dirt's a lot. Bro, I was so high, I was tripping balls, and I was like looking at the dirt, and I realized that like the texture of the dirt is like amazing, man. It's like, whoa, there's so many dirts. There's so many.
So we kept looking, we kept searching, and we came to realize as well that not only this, but this compound was, if you were taking pure LSD, it was completely safe. It was fine for your health, it was fine for your body, it had no lasting side effects besides the psychological ones it took on.
Besides making you dress like a freaking cartoon character, besides making you think that dressing up like a freaking dork in a poncho. It's gonna make you spiritual.
And you, while you're
I love the spiritual costumes that these hippies have, right? This guy's like Jared Leto hippie chic, right? Jared Leto Jr. here. Keep going, Jared.
on the drug. So essentially your state of mind going into this trip was a major factor in how the trip would influence you in totality. And so that really interested us, and it got me curious, and two of my best friends curious, and we decided, when we were 16 years old, yes, 16, we were pretty young, we decided to experiment with this substance known as LSD. So essentially what we did on our first trip was not too crazy, but the explanation itself will come afterwards. What we did was we got the LSD, it was kind of late at night. What you really want to do with a lot of LSD compounds, and what it says is, you don't really want to take it in the middle of the day because then once it wears off at night, you can't sleep, and that's never fun.
Where's the comments?
So what we did instead was we took it, we got this compound.
We took it, we got high. Why is YouTube making it so hard?
12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that, so that when it would wear off, we would be part of a normal day, kind of go about the day, do everything normally, reflect on our trip, and then go to sleep the next night. And so that's what we attempted to do. We took this LSD, we sat inside, and we actually watched a Cheech and Chong movie, Up in Smoke. We watched Up in Smoke for about an hour until it started to really kick in. Well, about 45 minutes to an hour in, it started to really kick in, or so we thought. It was kind of a placebo high, so we decided to walk to this gas station and get some snacks and stuff. We had a lot of plans, a lot of written ideas of what we wanted to do on our trip once we got back. Very simple things, which is good if you ever do LSD. What you're supposed to do is kind of have a guidebook or what you're going to do during your trip there with you, so you have a plan. So our first plan was to go get drinks and snacks. So we walked to this gas station, got some snacks and drinks, and then it really hit me. And this is the most amazing feeling I've ever had in my life, almost bar none, was this first wave of LSD kind of hitting my mind and body. It felt like I was getting a power up, like just these waves of emotions and feelings I'd never had before. Just
waves of confusion. I started experiencing waves of confusion. Well, they started the trip out right, dropped acid, watched a Cheech and Chong movie, then went to 7-Eleven to buy some Scooby snacks, and then came home. This has changed my life. How it changed my life. Look at this. How many? 669,545 views. I'm gonna do a spoof video with like the same title. I wonder if we could get 500,000 views like this.
Coursing through my veins, and it became euphoric, and I started laughing, and I started uncontrollably laughing, and I didn't know what to do at that point. So we just got our drinks and snacks and left. We started walking back to our friend's house, and we started noticing things, and I think that was the first time I noticed, just like this, the kind of beauty of nature. Now take it.
It was the first time I ever noticed that things are like beautiful. I never saw anything that was beautiful before. Whoa. Whoa.
We weren't in the woods. We weren't anywhere like this at all. We were in a regular old neighborhood, but we're walking back, and this sprinkler was on, and it was shooting out water. And as it was shooting out water, I could see every single little microscopic droplet of water coming out of this sprinkler system. And I stood there, and I was transfixed by it for minutes, probably 10 minutes or so. I just stared beautifully.
Because you can't, if you were not high, if you didn't take acid, you can't see water droplets. But when you take acid, you finally see the world for what it is, and you can see things that are there like water droplets. It was just so profound, dude. So they watched Cheech and Chong. They went to the store to buy beer and candy. And then he realized, deep realization, whoa, stuff's beautiful, man.
Beautifully at this amazing system that was just giving life to this yard and expressing all this water, and every single drop my brain was picking it up, and it was blowing my mind. It was absolutely insane. It was beautiful. And
this is what's so sad is it's like you can look at raindrops, you can look at the beautiful patterns that you see around you, you can look at, and we can see beauty without being high as fuck on research chemicals, LSD, and mushrooms. Every single trip that these guys explain, every single experience that they're talking about is completely attainable without drugs. Admiring the small details around us doesn't require getting stoned to do. But these people, like, look what's with the uniform too. Look at his Tripper uniform. This dude looks like every kid at UC Santa Cruz when I was 18 years old. This dude looks like all my buddies at UC Santa Cruz in 2005. This guy, where is he? Where does he live?
And we kept walking. We almost got back home, and there was a caution light going on and off. This very therapeutic yellow light just kind of flashing the entire time, and that too transfixed us. And we stood there, and we just
Whoa! There was a light flashing, the caution light. We were like, whoa! It was just amazing. We were completely transfixed, and we all sat and stared at this blinking yellow light for an hour and a half, and we realized we're all God, bro.
we watched these photons of light just hit our eyes, and
Photons. Did you know that light is photons? Whoa.
every single time.
Dude, whoa. You and me are also photons, dude. We're light. Whoa.
It was like magic. This amazing machine just blaring caution, make sure drivers were safe, and just hitting us with this beautiful ambient yellow light, kind of mimicking the sun in a sense. And I think those were the first times I'd ever really gotten a knack for what nature could really do to the mind and body on a chemical level, how it could change our perception of what's going on.
We were so amazed that a light would change our perception. It's like, did you know that looking at something changes your perception? Right? Like I'm looking at my left hand and I'm perceiving my left hand, but I can change my perception to look at my right hand. Whoa, dude.
And so
Whoa.
we kept going home. We ended up getting back to the apartment. Crazy. What happened next was we put on Pink Floyd. We sat down, all of us in the room.
So we were trying to think of like, what is the most stereotypical thing we could do? So we got back, we put on Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, threw on The Wizard of Oz, synced it up, watched Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon with The Wizard of Oz, and smoked weed and ate Scooby snacks. Whoa.
Room with our snacks. We put on Pink Floyd, and we watched the movie Alice in Wonderland with the sound off, but with Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, I called it. Whoa. We ain't normies, dog. We're super advanced psychonauts. We're not going to watch The Dark Side of Oz. We're going to watch Alice in Wonderland with Dark Side of the Moon, man. Whoa.
Through the entire movie. Now, if you've never done this, I highly suggest you try
So,
it.
I haven't watched this before, too. It's just so obvious what it's. These people think that they're so cutting edge, but they're walking stereotypes of themselves. You're a freaking cartoon character, dude.
Doing this, whether you're sober or on drugs, it's an amazing experience. We basically just listen. The whole album pretty much syncs up with the movie. So the whole movie, the whole album, they flow together very well. So we ended up watching this whole entire movie, just transfixed by it, absolutely blown away. Me, I was just starstruck by this music, by the cinematography, by how they kind of influenced each other and how they worked together in a sense. It was amazing. It was a beautiful time, and it was really something that I didn't take in the moment, but it came back to me because now I'm kind of a cinemaphile. I love movies. I see.
Oh, now I love movies. I love consuming movies. I didn't even realize how much movies are awesome before, and now I watch them all the time. Wow.
Pretty much every movie that comes out, when I'm home, I watch all of them. I love cinematography. Absolutely love it. And I think it's because of the way Pink Floyd kind of merged their music with this simple classic old movie that really stuck and resonated in my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was beautiful, and it's cold out here. It's like 40 degrees. But after that, pretty much it got a lot simpler. We were tripping, we were peaking. It was a beautiful experience. We all just kind of hung out, talked about life, told stories. And then we decided we didn't want to be inside anymore. A lot of the time when you're on LSD, when these compounds are really kicking in hard, you don't want to be in enclosed spaces. You don't want to be too claustrophobic. You want to be out here doing this, being with it all and not having to feel like you're stuck somewhere. And
So you should be out here in nature when you're tripping, man. But then this whole trip, they're watching Cheech and Chong, listening to Pink Floyd, and watching Alice in Wonderland, and drinking beer and eating Scooby snacks. Whoa.